J.D. Vance is a part of the apparatus. Elon presents an outside threat because of the attention he commands on the social media platform, Twitter, that he owns. This is not only a threat, but also one that Elon Musk has used against the administration already. Once you do that, I know that he is... There is more from Caroline Leavitt's press conference this morning where the White House condemned the radical Democratic Party.
The heartwarming response from the overwhelming majority of the American people over the past 2 weeks is all of the proof that you need. The man who took Charlie's life can destroy flesh and blood, but he can never destroy the values that Charlie stood for. The beautiful memorial service attended by President Trump and 100,000 great Americans in State Farm Stadium yesterday was just the latest example. And Erica Kirk's mercy was one of the greatest acts of grace this world has ever seen. Unfortunately, there have been some jarring exceptions to this unity. This past Friday, 58 House Democrats voted no, and 38 voted present on a...
Yeah, by the way, notice how it's not... If you are one of these liberals, right? Because there are some online who feel as though, because they've been blinded by their own, like, personal favorite content creators and whatnot, into thinking that there is a radical element in the left that must be excised, right? And then the Democratic Party will actually thrive, right? There are some people who do this all the time. They're like, oh, the left actually presents a serious threat to the Democrats. The left actually hates the Democrats more than they hate the Republicans, all this stuff, okay? People have to understand these guys do not actually look to the Democratic Party and think, well, there's some reasonable voices and then some unreasonable voices, and we have to forcibly excise the unreasonable voices. They say Nancy Pelosi is a communist, okay? They say anyone and everyone is a woke communist. You have to understand the ideological differences that you might have with the left do not matter to these people. They think you are also a radical. Why are you a radical? Because you voted against Donald Trump. Why are you a radical? Because you don't like Donald Trump. Even if you voted for Donald Trump at a certain point, and now you don't like Donald Trump, now you're experiencing buyer's remorse, now you're an enemy, now you're a radical in their minds. Please wake up. They do not factor in your own ideological tendencies when they are making this assessment, when they are presenting you as the enemy. Okay? It is all completely made up. And Republicans are great marketers, okay? They're great marketers for their political position. So they will always try to present it as like a reasonable position. They're not going to just simply say, oh, we're going after you because we hate you because you're woke and because you oppose our policies. They will try to find a reason, a reasonable reason, okay? And if they can't find one, they'll make up one. An example that I can present to you is what the Republicans online did about someone like myself. You saw what my immediate response to Charlie Kirk's untimely demise was. They couldn't find something that I had said about Charlie Kirk that they could present as violent, so they went back all the way to like 2019 or 2018 rather. Sorry, they went all the way back to 2018 to be like, see, he's violent. He's actually okay. In a hyperbolic debate with a friend at the time, no longer a friend now, but a friend at the time nonetheless, like that is not a sincerely held policy position to basically turn around and say, see, he's the violent one. We got to get him. We got to get him. They don't care. The goal here is always to try to present, for the Republicans, the goal here is to try and present a reasonable argument for an incredibly unreasonable form of prosecution.
Resolution that simply stated condemning in the strongest possible terms the of Charles James Kirk in all forms of political violence. There were no strings attached to this vote. This was a simple gesture of human decency to denounce political violence. A number of those same Democrats took to the House floor to smear Charlie Kirk's name. The man wasn't even buried yet, and Democrat members of Congress were denigrating his memory on the floor of the House of Representatives. This was truly a sad moment and a clear reflection of how radical the Democrat Party has become.
Yeah, like that's a great example of this, right? The way they designed that the way they designed that messaging bill wasn't just to say, like, we want Charlie Kirk to be memorialized, which, by the way, is ridiculous in and of itself. But the way they designed that messaging bill was so that they can attack people who voted against it. They do this all the time. Democrats do this all the time as well, but Republicans love doing this thing where they'll be like, oh, you have to memorialize Charlie Kirk as a deity. And also, this bill is not just about memorializing Charlie Kirk as a deity, but also condemning political violence. That's the way that they did it. It's similar to like being like, oh yeah, you have to memorialize Charlie Kirk and you have to kiss our feet. And also in this messaging bill, we're saying that puppies is actually bad and wrong. And then when you say, wait, what do you mean kiss our feet and memorialize Charlie Kirk? I don't want to fucking vote for that. They go, whoa, you want the puppies. It seems like the Democrats are now the party of puppies. Wow, I can't believe it. Why do the Democrats want to fucking puppies? It's right there. They voted against it. Clearly, they wanted puppies. Look at that. Like, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what this is. Of course, no Democrat condones political violence. It is just a convenient narrative device that these guys have slammed on to the fucking actual heart of the bill, which is to memorialize Charlie Kirk. So anyone that takes that seriously and anyone that looks at that and goes, well, don't you think it's a bad look to not condemn political violence? You are a fucking sucker. You are a fool. You are playing into their game. Some of the dumbest people on the planet are able to do this trick, are able to play this trick, this rhetorical trick on someone like yourself. It is ridiculous. Stop. Anyway, Donald Trump was asked about his conversation with my number one op. Damn, you're the only streamer I follow on Twitch app, and I had to scroll through 4 or 5 strangers before I find your broadcast. Everyone keeps saying Twitch is like blacklisting me. Maybe that's the case. Okay, I don't think that is the case though, and it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It's true, HasanAbi. They have done so in the past, so it's not surprising if they've done it again. Okay, here I'll go in incognito and disprove this immediately. I'm incognito. I'm not logged in. I show up on the fucking front page, front and center, and I show up on the sidebar, front and center as well. So I guess you're not right. Okay. Sometimes you have to understand. That it's probably because the app is dog shit. Okay, it's probably because the app is bad. That's it.
Mr. President, everyone's saying that Charlie brought you and Elon back together. Is that true?
Well, Elon came over and said hello. No, it's nothing to do with that. I thought it was nice. He came over, we had a little conversation.
I told you he's not. He's not. I don't know if Trump is quick to forgive and forget, especially when it's someone that he might hold responsible for how much people have hit him on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I think Donald Trump is narcissistic. I think Donald Trump is too narcissistic to be convinced by Elon Musk trying to curry favor back with the administration. But I don't know. We'll see.
A very good relationship, but it was nice that he came over. Dana White was there, the great Dana White. The big question is having the UFC fight as I know you won't accept tickets because you're with the fake.
JD Vance called him Hitler, dude. Yeah, he don't give a fuck about that. Are you kidding me? Also, JD Vance is a brown noser. JD Vance is a part of the apparatus. Elon presents an outside threat because of the attention he commands on the social media platform, Twitter, that he owns. This is not only a threat, but also one that Elon Musk has used against the administration already. Once you do that, I know that once you do that, even if at a certain point, Trump is always willing to let bygones be bygones, I think it takes a lot more time. And there's other competing factors here that will cause him to recalculate this relationship and maybe not be so open-minded about like aligning with Elon ever again.
You're not allowed to accept tickets, but we're going to have a UFC fight right at the White House. And we're going to end up probably 6,000 people in front of the White House. And then on the ellipse, we're going to have 80 or 90,000. It's going to be an unbelievable event. But a lot of people are talking about it.
Disney is bringing him back on.
More importantly, here's what Elon Musk said about this, by the way. Benny Johnson tells the story behind the scenes of Elon Musk reuniting with Trump at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. Now, Charlie Kirk really wanted Elon Musk and Trump to get along, for the record. Right? He did. He openly stated it. Many right-wingers were actually very sad. It was like their fathers were divorcing their two gay dads. Does that matter to Donald Trump? Not even one bit. I don't think that Donald Trump gives a shit about Charlie Kirk beyond how he can use Charlie Kirk's memory to, go after comedians who annoy him. Okay? But let's hear what Elon Musk's own perspective on the issue was.
All the cabinet secretaries, got to see a lot. Elon Musk came by a couple times. And I just want to use Elon Musk as a example of the power of Charlie's legacy. Elon Musk and Donald Trump had a bit of a falling out. Maybe you've heard of it. And that sucked, especially for guys like Charlie, who were coalition builders. Charlie Kirk was thanked on stage by Donald Trump himself for bringing together RFK Jr. and Maha movement. Donald Trump says, Charlie created Maha. I don't think Charlie ever will get the credit that he deserves for doing that. But also, Charlie Kirk brought together massive coalitions of, well, at any Turning Point event, you can find Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, and Tucker Carlson sharing the same stage, right? Maybe not together, but they're all there, right? To give an opportunity to project their worldview, right? Charlie was constantly doing that, constantly bridging gaps, constantly fusing together because he realized that if we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately, which is exactly what Elon Musk told me. So backstage, Elon Musk embraces Erica Kirk, and she's crying in his arms, and they're hugging, and it's really profound. This was after the speeches. This was after the program. And this is the words that Elon Musk said to us in this small little group with Erica Kirk. And he said, this is why I was proud to sit with my president. This is what he called Trump, my president today. He accepted Trump's invitation to go up there, and the majority of the event, Elon Musk sent sitting there with Donald Trump, chewing it up. Everyone can see here's the photos of Elon embracing Erica, and then there are photos of Elon with Trump, and they seem to be having a great time. Dana White also there. What not only was the size and scope of this and the peacefulness of it a profound eulogy for Charlie and his memory, but the cornerstone of it all, to unite the world's most powerful, richest private civilian with the world's most powerful public figure, Donald Trump. Charlie said, in this chair right here, he hoped that it happened. There's a clip that went viral yesterday. Charlie saying, I pray that Elon Musk and Donald Trump reconcile. And they did so at Charlie's funeral in Charlie's memory. Mm-hmm. A profound and beautiful example of what Charlie constantly was doing for our movement. And he fused together the greatest schism that we've seen in the nascent Trump administration. He just fixed Trump and Elon together. We saw it live. And it's like the power of Charlie.
They're going to tie everything back to Charlie Kirk, and the deification of Charlie Kirk. And this is yet another version of that. I'm not so certain how much Donald Trump will give a shit. Who knows? We'll see.
Crying out. I mean, after death, crying out, and still the power of Charlie, bringing together these tectonic forces that should not reconcile. These are two stubborn men. These are two men that don't need to.
Through Charlie Kirk, everything is possible. Dude, I cannot. I don't know where to begin to talk about this, but look. Charlie Kirk was professionally yelled at by college campus leftists and liberals, okay? That's it. He would just go to college campuses and try to overpower freshmen who were standing in front of a microphone for the first time, and he would just cut propaganda off that. That's it. It's a SJW own compilation. But for these guys, it's like the most consequential, most pivotal figure in the administration, partially because, oh my God, all of the autistic chatters in here, I know
each other, honestly. But Elon Musk told me this. He hugs Erica Kirk. He looks to all of us and he goes, If we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately. So let us unite. I was proud to sit with my president tonight. That's what Elon told us. That's what Elon
Is this where you cosplay? You're not more autistic than 2/3 of this chat? Yes. This is where I cosplay that.
told us backstage.
Wow.
And so here, what you watched yesterday, what tens of millions, if
Yeah, his statement was, if we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately. So let us unite. I was proud to sit with my president. That's what Elon Musk said.
hundreds of millions of people saw yesterday, definitely hundreds of millions saw yesterday, was a beautiful encapsulation, eulogizing, and memorial to Charlie with his energy pulsing through.
So that's the attitude from Elon Musk's side. And I think it's partially because Elon, just like every other rich guy, knows that if you suck Donald Trump's penis and you present yourself as a brave and loyal soldier to him, and you exhibit that loyalty above all else, then he will give you favors. Okay? That's it. He'll give you favors. And Elon wants those favors. And he's willing to let bygones be bygones. Now, Donald Trump, I suspect, recognizes the power that he holds in this situation, and also is probably not quick to forget that Elon was the first major Republican that hit the Donald Trump is in the Epstein files note, which then turned into a very big deal for the administration.